Hello, we have finally made it to Super Nintendo World. Well, not quite Super Nintendo World yet.
Opening day.
Yeah, opening day for Super Nintendo World. So, Marsha got a reservation while we were driving in, but it's for what time?
8:45 p.m.
Yeah, as you can tell, it is not 8:45 p.m. yet. We've got a good 8 hours to go. So that's how packed it is for opening day, which I'm not surprised about it. Yeah, that's not even for Mario Kart. That's for just the land. So we're hoping that Mario Kart has a much shorter line by then, because otherwise that's all we're gonna get to do. Yeah, I'm hoping that this video we'll be able to get through as much as we can, at least. We'll definitely get Mario Kart. She's smiling because she did a thing.
I did.
So back to you, you just like checked because she made the reservation on her phone for us. So I hadn't done anything on mine. So she just checked on mine and was like, let me see. And it turns out the 1:30 was available, so it looks like we're gonna get in after all and maybe actually be able to see everything. Hopefully. Thank you.
Welcome.
We made it here. There's more pipes. It's finally reality, Super Nintendo World and Universal Hollywood. I love the music, it's so epic too. Going into the warp line. Oh, I love the sound. Alright. I think that's a food on. I love the Peach's Castle intro. It's like Mario 64 is down the line. Go to the main floor.
Looky what I got.
Like actually in here, we didn't have to go to Japan to get in here.
I know. You're welcome.
Thank you. As you can see, the lines are insane. This is opening day. It's barely been this crowded even with the cast member preview nights. And this is, wow. There's the One Up Factory. They have a lot of different places that buy merch. There's Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, which we'll be sure to do. You see, even though I have Mario shirts, I'm rocking Banjo-Kazooie because I want to bring Banjo and Kazooie back to where they belong, in Nintendo World. Usually be in the video game consoles, but here I mean it literally, in the Nintendo World. We come in here for the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. That's how they have stuff from Yoshi's Island in here. I don't think they did all that for Japan, but they're doing it here for us. See how it's glowing all of that. So even though we don't have the Yoshi ride, we're using all of these. Oh look, in Power Star. Rob, I think that's the one from Paper Mario, where they have the smiley face.
It's so cute.
This is so awesome, Kathy. So that's what I love about Universal Studios, is that their queue lines are all indoors. And they have all of this stuff going on. That's something I think they do better than Disneyland.
Don't say that too loud.
Oh, what's Disney gonna do to me?
Banned for life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we picked a good time. It's a 70-minute wait, but really they planned for like a 3-hour wait.
Yeah, we did. We were like, today we're just gonna do whatever. Like,
we woke up this morning and checked the times. It's at 150 minutes.
yeah.
So the fact that it's half now, I don't know what better opportunity we're gonna get than right now. Look at that awesome, up close and personal, the steel Bowser head. Nice view of the land. I do love that being up here, you get closer views of all that they have. I love that they took all this from the 2D Mario games, that they actually have these figures moving around just like they would in the early 90s games. One Up Mushroom, Pokey, and Iceberg's Eye View of the land. Yes, we did get the wristbands. I was sure to get my Luigi one. She got Toad. You would think she would have gotten Daisy, but she got Toad because she's a Toad fan. Probably going to be your favorite part of the movie when that comes out. And we sure to try to use these after Mario Kart. Just pound on as many question mark blocks as possible. That Koopa has been falling over anytime a green shell hits that pound block with the key. Pretty sure it's part of one of their interactive games. I got a picture of it for Instagram. Now they'll be able to see it on the video. If anybody else is fortunate enough to hit the pound block. There's Yoshi. He's running around in an endless circle. Maybe he's trying to run away from the swamp up there. Or the Goomba Tower. They got the Bowser statue. I don't know how long it took to make that, but that looks so cool. I love how they have the trophies, and I just spotted that in the background. They have a planet from Super Mario Galaxy. I was not expecting that little Easter egg. They just have like so much general Mario stuff. And like they have all the cups glowing on the wall. There's another thing with the lightning cup at the top. Oh! And more cups. Universal's great with all these line details. And of course, Bowser has a lovely portrait of himself. New DLC for Mario Kart 8, the Universal Cup. Although, could you imagine that?
Maybe.
They just have tracks based on Back to the Future and Jaws. They have stuff from the different games. And I love that they have the little fire booze.
Down to Mario size or something?
I think that's the idea, that we're down to Mario size in Bowser's castle. And we're just seeing all of this stuff, like, oh.
Yes, Peaches.
Yes, Peaches. Yes, Peaches' picture in the throne. Yeah. Well, I don't know what else you would call it when you kidnap somebody like 20 times. Bowser trying to steal your girl, Mario. You gotta do something about that. Oh, Toad is over there. Oh, not Toad. Boo. Hi, Boo. He just... Oh, he is. He's just here to mock us. You are in the game, Varsha. Where's your one-up mushroom?
I got hit by a shell.
Uh-oh. They have this whole display from Paper Mario too, including a little picture for Mario Kart, but this is clearly inspired by Paper Mario, which I finally reviewed. We already made it to, I guess, where they explain how to play. I love how they have screens from actual Mario Kart tracks.
Play as Donkey Kong.
I know.
Always play as Donkey Kong.
If only you could. I mean, it'd be nice if they could add the Donkey Kong ride.
Well, I got Toad.
Yeah, Toad is still good. Here they explain how we do it. Look at Nikito with his commentary. Oh, so we can connect to the steering wheel. These are something to get used to. But,
So heavy.
you know.
They look so dirty.
Well, it's okay, everybody has to wear them. I guess we get the glasses in the card. So we're all Mario now.
Makes my head look so square.
I know, it makes my head look, I don't know, it's like hiding my hair. How cool is this whole place? Somebody's aesthetic. I'm not going to film on the ride, at least not this time, because we want to just be immersed in the whole thing. We'll talk about it after we get off.
He's gonna review it.
Yes, exactly. I'm excited to be on this ride finally. Just got off the ride and we ended up in the 1-Up store. We ended up in the gift shop. So they have specifically Mario Kart stuff in here. Some of their merchandise is also in the other character shops in the lower lot and in City Walk. But there is some stuff that's very specific to Mario Kart, like the shirt. I'm just trying not to spend all my money on merchandise, as Varsha warned me not to. So we wondered what this meant by reversible. Apparently these question mark lock pillows can turn into star pillows. Not quite seen a reversible pillow quite like that. That is cool. Guys, I'm sure you hear it. Maybe. Should I tell you the other ones, and I think it's only like so many for each one. Hey everyone, present day Joseph Payne here. After we've been to the opening day of Super Nintendo World, I just wanted to give some closing review thoughts on the whole park. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get to go into Toadstool Cafe because, as you saw in the video, it was super packed on opening day. We do want to go back sometime, hopefully fairly soon, and hopefully on a day when it's not quite so packed full of people. Because what I've seen of the Toadstool Cafe looks exactly like the one in Japan, the Kinopio's Cafe. But I really want to actually, be in there and get some of my own footage in there and try out a whole bunch of the food that's in there. So that'll be its own separate video. But as far as the rest of the park, starting with Mario Kart. So the ride, I thought it was actually pretty good. Maybe not a perfect ride, but it was really good. I thought it was not as fast-paced as maybe a Donkey Kong roller coaster would be. You lucky Floridians who are going to get that ride when Epic Universe opens. But I feel like it was paced well enough. It was certainly faster paced than the Yoshi ride that's in Japan. And I love that they have practical effects like a dark ride. So they have a whole bunch of that, but then they integrate it pretty well with the augmented reality. So you saw there are those caps that you put on Mario caps, and then they have the goggles that are attached to the ride themselves so that they don't have to keep passing out and then washing off all the goggles that like they do for Transformers. They're just right there on the ride so you can securely attach them to the cap. So I do like that they are pretty secure. So when you move around, the goggles aren't going to go flying off as you're moving around. And why that's such a good thing is because aiming is done by you looking, almost as if your head is the C-stick. And I think I kind of had to unlearn some of my gamer habits where I'm used to just aiming with the controller, which is pretty much what the steering wheel was. That was your controller, but really the steering wheel was only there for you to turn when you were prompted to in the augmented reality, and so that when you would turn, you would get the coins, gather up 100 coins, and that just comes from you turning when it tells you to turn, and then you have that for shooting. Shooting because you keep getting shells. So, and I thought that I think the first time around I kept trying to do this to aim, and I was like, oh, can't I aim up or down? But I forgot that they had showed in the video that no, you aim by looking around, so you can aim up and down and side to side like that. So the second time, so yeah, we did go on this twice, so I'm really happy we got to go on it twice. The second time around, I had that understanding. I was like, oh, okay, so let me just have this almost like
this is the steering wheel, and the triggers are, because there were 2 triggers, but they were buttons on the steering wheel, so you could just do that, or you can even shoot just like that. It didn't really matter. As long as you push one of the buttons, it'll still shoot. So I was just going like this, you know, trying to shoot Bowser, trying to shoot all the Koopalings. You could even shoot some of the, there were a few boos. There was the Lava Bowser that you can just bombard with shells. So it was fun in that way, that it felt like a cartoony racer, and then you had the shooting aspect. So I thought it was really fun for all that. Maybe not quite so fast as people might like, but I think it actually picked a good pacing to appeal to a wide audience without making it so slow as to disappoint, you know, those of us who've been playing a whole bunch of Mario Kart games that are used to, you know, the 150cc and going really fast. Varsha did point out when she and I were talking about the ride after we've been on it twice that the caps that you put on to secure the goggles to, they were kind of bulky, kind of heavy, so it was a little awkward. It takes some getting used to actually wear those things, and it feels a little uncomfortable, but I think it was too bad. It was just something that, it's really mild discomfort that you might have, but there is some discomfort, especially the first time around, where it's like, whoa, whoa. And certainly I had a hard time just kind of adjusting it, and it kind of messed with my hair a little bit. I don't think there were necessarily any other flaws. The augmented reality was good. I'm glad that they kept a lot of practical effects in there, like a traditional dark ride. So, you know, the piranha plant was there as a practical effect, and they had Bowser's airship in there. And again, the Koopalings that were on the airship, they were all part of the augmented reality, but there were a lot of practical effects there. I felt like it blended the augmented reality together well with the practical effects. And so outside of that, you saw in the video there's a lot to the queue, and that's something that Universal's really good at. They're good at having really detailed cues that pay tribute to their source material, so you feel like you're really in the movie, or in this case, in the game. And then outside of the Bowser ride, they did bring back a whole bunch of the walkthrough attractions that Japan had. Now, for a while, I kind of wondered if they were going to do that, because seeing like the Japanese versions of Universal Studios and Disneyland and how those compare to the US, they tend to have more walkthrough attractions. The same thing in Disneyland Paris. So they have a lot more walkthrough attractions than the US does, so I wasn't sure if all those would make the transition, but they all did. And I think the reason why they did really is because those walkthrough attractions are all games that you would play with the wristbands. So here I got my Luigi wristband. Just to sync that up with your phone so you can collect the coins from playing Mario Kart. And I keep saying playing like it's an actual game, but it is kind of a game, but you know, it's a ride. So you're riding / playing Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, and you collect coins and stamps from that, and that's all in the app. I don't really feel like you necessarily need this to have fun in Nintendo World, especially because this is $40, so this has set you back quite a ways, maybe more than you're used to. You know, $40 for this thing. But I thought it did add some of that fun that us gamers like, you know, that provides you some incentive to keep returning to the park. And what I've seen, actually let me even check now, because we didn't play 3 key challenges. We actually played one of them and we saw a bunch of the other ones. Aha, so it did save everything. So it still has the key that I won from the... So Varsha and I both won this one key from the tile challenge game, the Thwomp tile challenge game that we played in one of the walkthrough attractions. So they have, I believe, 5 challenge games, and you need to play 3 of them and get the keys from 3 of them in order to go and face Bowser Jr. So we did one of them just to really experience it. But yeah, they had 5, we saw some of them, and they connect to the app. And as far as getting this on your wrist, it's designed to be one of those slap on, mild sting. And as far as comfort level, it's pretty comfortable to wear. As far as security, I didn't really have much of an issue of it falling off. It didn't fall off at any point, and I tried just kind of moving around like this So yeah, it's pretty secure on there. Probably for people with really big wrists it might be an issue. And I mean, because it doesn't, you know, loop through anything, it's not quite as secure as maybe an actual watch would be. So there might be some issues, but for the most part I didn't really run into that issue, neither did Varsho. Our wristbands are both very secure, and we both just kind of tried moving around to see, you know, is it gonna fly off, and no, it was pretty fine. So yeah, this did add to the experience, but I don't feel like it's necessary, especially if you're just gonna be there for the Mario Kart ride. It does add to it, like I said, but you don't need it for Mario Kart. Yeah, if you're just there for Mario Kart and just to see everything and just to do the character meet and greets and for Toadstool Cafe, you don't really need this, but it's nice to have. Now, speaking of the character meet and greets, they did have those. We saw Mario and Luigi, they were paired together, and Peach had her own little area for meet and greets. We didn't actually see her, but we know she's there because we were there for 2 hours. We didn't see her, and they didn't display the character. At least on the app, they didn't display which hours the characters would be out there, probably because it was opening day, so it was just a lot of chaos. But Peach is there, Mario Bros are there. Unfortunately, Toad is not there. And that I feel like is one of the biggest disappointments of Super Nintendo World at Universal Hollywood so far, is that Toad isn't there. Is with everything else that I've seen at Nintendo World, there wasn't a whole lot that disappointed me. There was a lot that made me happy about it. I just wasn't happy that Toad wasn't there, because Toad, when I've seen videos of him in Japan, he's a very amusing character. Like, Universal Hollywood could easily have him. I don't know why they don't, but at any point, maybe if enough of us say that we want to see Toad, maybe they'll bring him in, because again, they could easily do it. With the kind of mascot characters that they have, they can easily bring in Toad. So hopefully they take notes on that and actually bring Toad in. When Varsho and I came back, her younger brother actually said, "Oh, did you see the Pikmin there?" I was like, "Pikmin? What are you talking about?" And he said, "Oh, there's a video of, they have a couple of Pikmin placed throughout some of the higher parts of the park. And they're pretty small, so you really only see them if you zoom in from a camera." And I actually found a video of somebody finding the Pikmin, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But I think it's really cool, especially because, you know, I did express concern of like, well, it's Super Nintendo World, but it's like all Mario. You know, Super Nintendo World should have stuff outside of Mario as well. It should have stuff for Metroid, it should have stuff for F-Zero, it should have stuff for Legend of Zelda, it should have stuff for Kirby, Pokemon, and they have a Pikmin Easter egg. I am hopeful that, at least with the Florida one, I'm not sure if this will happen here in California, just because the one in Hollywood, it's still a working studio, so we don't have quite the space that Florida does to expand Super Nintendo World, unfortunately. But I'm hopeful that at least at Florida, that means that Super Nintendo World will get more stuff outside of Mario. I mean, we already know Florida's going to get Donkey Kong and Yoshi and the Mario Kart ride. It's going to get those three. And hopefully they do go through with including Zelda, Pokemon, and Kirby in there. And of course I had to buy some of the merch while I was there. I made sure to get the Power Star popcorn bucket. This is actually the part that lights up. I detached it from the popcorn bucket part. I just rinsed that out so it's in the sink right now. But, ooh, so you really see it here. Look how it glows. And even blinks. That doesn't blink quite as fast as, you know, like you actually have it. But I like this. This is amusing. I knew when we came in on a Tuesday, last Tuesday, that I was like, I need to get this. And this is another $40 just like this. But I think this is worth it. You know, we can still eat popcorn out of it. Then you have the blinking star. They did also have the Mario Kart popcorn bucket that was in Universal Japan. That made its way over here to the US. But I just felt the need to get this one. I think maybe if I really get that whole collector's instinct, then maybe I'll go back and get the Mario Kart popcorn bucket, but for now I'm pretty happy with this. I really like this. And I also did pick up the Puppet Toad that Varsho was playing with. I'm gonna try to not always refer to him anyway as the Whitney Houston Toad, even though that's That's what I associate him with now, thanks to Barsha.
I'll be singing Whitney Houston.
Hey, you should try my food. Try my overpriced food.
We will, Toad, we will. Oh, and one last thing. The sodas, the Mario, Luigi, and Peach sodas. We tried the Luigi and Peach sodas on Tuesday before the park opened. And I'm really glad we did because we tried to go back on opening day. So as I'm sure you guys don't know because I showed it in the pictures, that's its own little separate shop that's closer to Jurassic World that's not actually in Nintendo World. So you don't need any kind of reservation to get to that because again it's detached from Nintendo World. So we were able to go to there on Tuesday and try the sodas. I really liked them and Marsha really liked them. She liked her peach one and she actually told me that she kind of liked the Luigi one better because it is sour. And yeah, the Luigi soda, it has more of that sour apple flavor to it. But all of them, they felt a lot like root beer floats mixed with boba. As in, they had vanilla ice cream in them, and they actually taste a lot better when you really take the time to blend the ice cream in with the rest of the soda. So you get that vanilla flavor mixed in with the sour green apple, or with the peach, or in the case of Mario, with the strawberry. We wanted to go back on opening day so that I would get the Mario one and she would get the Luigi one because she really liked the Luigi one. We got out there and we saw the line was like stretching all the way from the store right next to Jurassic World down to where they were doing the virtual queues for Super Nintendo World. So we were like, oh shit. Yeah, so yeah, I mean I did say it was super packed on opening day. So I'm really glad that we actually took the time to try them on Tuesday even though it was cold. So maybe those treats are better for warm weather. So I'm sure they're going to be super popular and have even longer lines when the summertime rolls around. But they were really good. And I'll be sure to try the Mario one when we do go back. Hopefully at a time when it's not quite so crowded. So those are my thoughts on Nintendo World. Overall, I really liked it. I just wish that they had the Toad meet and greet. Maybe they'll include him some point in the future as more people go and spend money in Super Nintendo World and Universal sees that it's a big success. Maybe they'll add more to it. Maybe they'll open up some more space to include the Donkey Kong roller coaster, which would be really awesome because with everything that I've seen in the plans, that would be really fast-paced. So hopefully they do all that. But overall, I liked Mario Kart, I liked Super Nintendo World, I cannot wait to go back. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, I can't wait to go back to Super Nintendo World, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!